Hello everybody, Middling Player here, and I'm gonna bring another episode of Modern Warfare. Well, in this case, Modern Warfare, but Call of Duty. In this case, it's Black Ops. And a nice little patch you saw there before me. Over here was a Vietnam War patch that Special Forces used. So I figured that'd be a good title card to intro this wonderful, shall we say, game. Especially that I consider that it takes place during the Cold War. So if you see here, you see that Soyuz rocket is ready to go up. It's the Cold War. It's the Russians. It's the commies. It's the Reds. Remember, my friends, it's better to be dead than red, as they say in the wonderful world of the Cold War. So I was, but here in to Domination, I really wanted to bring this first game over here because I enjoyed. So far, I've been enjoying Black Ops. It's been really fun. I've been enjoying the way it plays, the way it moves. Although I do have some issues on a couple of things. There are issues on a couple of things. One of them being lag. That even though I have the Xbox version, it still occurs. And another thing being that it's kind of a glitchiness of sort, where you're shifting left and right, that some walls seem to be you could go through or fall through. That I've been having a little bit of problem with, also, as well as what do you say? The other thing I can't really compare is a bit of the problems that we've had. Was it sound wise? We used to say. I guess we could look at, if you compare Modern Warfare 2 and the explosions and the bullet sounds, you'll see there's a difference compared to Black Ops with their explosions and bullet sounds. It feels like Black Ops is more muffled, the sound, while in this case, Modern Warfare 2, you have more of a Hollywood sound to it, more of the explosive sound you expect to hear from the explosion, from a gun, from a rocket. Those are my little pet peeves. Other than that, I really do enjoy Black Ops, especially when it comes to kill streaks. The fact that they're not completely overpowered, well, unless you got that chopper gunner. But other than that, I mean, the kill streaks are not completely overpowered. You do not let them stack the kill streaks on top of each other. So when you get the RC car and you're at that third kill, and to get that fourth kill, you blow one person up, you won't get it. You have to go out and shoot, and that, my friends, I do like. You have to go out and you gotta shoot, you gotta run and gun, you gotta take that gun out. And right here I'm carrying my MP5K with the red dot sight. Not too bad, it's a pretty cool gun. Although I was hoping later on to get the Scorpion. Not right there, I'm not at that level yet. I don't have the time, unfortunately, like a bunch of you freaking teenagers out there. That you have time to play this game 24/7, blow shit up left and right, and not have, like you're hearing in the background before here, but you have kids yelling at you saying, "Daddy, I want this," or "Daddy, I want that." God, I feel broke after this. But other than that, it's a lot. I really do like this game, especially when it comes to the historical standard. When you bring some history to this, I nerdify, I get all crazy about it. Why? Because there's history involved. There's a good feel of history involved, especially in this game. It's crazy about, especially right here, we're looking at the Soyuz rocket. We're in this space center, the Soviet space center, where you see is the heart and soul of the space race. It was the thing that brought together, Americans and Soviets against each other. You have the first, you had in the 50s, you had the Soviets going up into space with Sputnik. Once you had Sputnik out there, a lot of American families felt vulnerable. Why? Because you're there sitting in your little backyard, sipping some tea, drinking your, having some scones or whatever you eat there in the 50s. I don't know. But while doing all that, all of a sudden you realize, oh wait, you're vulnerable. Those two oceans do not protect you completely. So there is that problem that that was out there. And the fear, because of Sputnik, that you were no longer invincible, that you were no longer protected. And so this map brings that history outward, brings that history of Sputniks, of Soyuz, of the space race. And so you had this competing ideologies with each other, which is really awesome in the way the stories are brought over here in Black Ops. And so what happens here after Sputnik, you have, remember, in 60 you had JFK go out and say, we will go to the moon and back. And this is 1961 and 62. Around him saying that, around 61, was really ballsy. Why? Because Adam Shepard had just gone up in the first flight, Mr. Shepard had just gone up once. And you know how long that flight took? 15 minutes. First time in suborbit, not even full orbit, because Gregorian, had gone into full orbit 3 times, but suborbit. Suborbit, 15 minutes, and then he says we're going to the moon. Again, that was ballsy. I'll give that to JFK. That was ballsy. So he makes that pronouncement, and so boom, starts the space race. Us against the Soviets. America versus the Russians. God-fearing versus godless bastards. And so we had this great dichotomy, this opposing forces, one versus the other, and that's what was going on. And so the problem, and here we have the opposing forces brought about the Apollo program, and the Apollo program was the one that, as you'll remember, to make the saying, to make the demand from JFK to come true, all the programs before Apollo, from Mercury to Gemini to the Apollo, was one goal was to get to the moon. Now the Soviets had a similar goal with the Soyuz rockets, but they went differently. And this is where you'll see the big difference is the rockets used by the Americans were liquid fuel rockets, and the Soviets stuck to the older idea of solid fuel. Now, what had happened though was, and you'll see this spectacular explosion. Now, you had this explosion here, my RC car fail, but what you had was, if you look at the History Channel, this is a spectacular Soyuz explosion that basically derailed the entire space program of the Soviet Union, and allowed for the Americans to compete with Apollo and surpass the Soviets in anything that had to do with the space race. And that was as one of the positive aspects of the Cold War, was this need to compete, this need to surpass, this need to be better than the enemy, was brought about all these beautiful technologies that right now we are reaping their benefits. Now, yeah, whatever happened with the Cold War was bad, and a lot of people died left and right, but the technology you're seeing here today, from your walkie-talkies, from your nuclear power, from everything of that nature, television, communication, all forms of communications, you could bring back and say, hey, if it wasn't for the Cold War, we wouldn't have that. So now here I'm in Domination. I took over. We took a flag, and I decided to use my guns and say, hey, I want to pretend, I want to be like Guns for Hire. I'm going to do agency style. So let's see what happens when I do here. So yeah, I think I made my contract. Yep, I did make the contract. So I got my kills with my 1911. Brought back my MP5K. Got my little kill streak. We're being overwhelmed by people, so I decided to play RC car. And boom, exploded. Oh, I should have waited and gone into the middle of both of them. I could have had a double kill, but it didn't matter. I killed him here, and I think I'm going to die. Yep, I died. So the guy was smart. He double backed, went to the top, and took me out. But overall, the game, I really enjoyed this map. I enjoyed Black Ops. Again, a little trouble with the lag, a little trouble with the graphics and the sound. But other than that, the gameplay, the ideas, the way they put the game forward, I enjoy it. It's fun. It's I'm not getting hit by noob tubes, and when I do get hit by a noob tube, it had to land on me. I mean, a lot of the explosions are nerfed, but the only thing I remember, those deadly is still claymores. Claymores are deadly. But till next time, guys, I hope you enjoy this.